Shalom, Yeshua. I'm going to start as always by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, double honors possible GMS, and honors to you brothers that are doing the work in truth or sincerity. This one is going to be titled something to the effect of work with what you've got. Right, it comes off the back of a conversation I had with the geezer, that I used to know back in the day. Basically, it was, he's better at me at something, and I was asking him to review it. And then he said, it's nice and simple, it's cool. And I was like, yeah, it's nice and simple because, that's the best that I can do. But he says, hey, man, that's your style. Work with what you've got, right? And it basically made me think also that's how it is in this truth, man. Sometimes people may want to do something different, might want to, get more than, try aim to be something that they're not. Right, they might try emulate being someone else, but this thing of ours is all about being the person that you are and working with the gifts that you've been given, right? So I'm going to read 1 Corinthians 12. I'll try to pick up the main points, but from verse 12 onwards is the point that I want to make, right? So it says 1 Corinthians 12, starting from 12, says, "For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Mashiach." So you have the guys that are on the left, that are do certain things in this truth, have certain lots, right? But you got to appreciate all the lots, because at the end of the day, they still go under the banner, and that banner hopefully is the elect of Israel, which is the main thing. Says, "For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles." And don't be saying, I was talking about, Israelites, whether we bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not of the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? Right, and if you take the example in Acts, the apostles basically set up something, says, hey man, we need to set someone up to, in fact, it happened with Moses as well. His basically his father-in-law basically said, look, you're gonna overwork yourself, set up men who can, take care of that office for you so that you can go and do what you're doing. It happened again in the Acts. They basically said, set up some men to basically manage the money so that they can go around and do what they had to do. Right, but if it was one man trying to do the whole thing, if everyone was in charge of the money, there'll be no profits. Right. It says, but now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body as it hath pleased him. So your lot is what the Most High gave you. Right, to really desire to, it could mean the scriptures do say, covet to prophesy. Right, but you got to understand that not everyone is going to be a prophet in this thing. Right, it says, and if they were all one member, where were the body? It says, but now there are many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. So no matter what position, you can't look at a man and say, well, he, he just does this, he ain't gonna, he ain't on no level. Now, like I said, everyone has their lot. Right, it says, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. If you take for example, without your toes, you can't balance. But then again, you look at your toes and you stare like, well, you almost forget about them, really and truly. You might think of your foot, less so much your toes, but without them, you physically can't balance. Because if you think about the motion you make when you walk, right, what ends up standing, pointing forward after the fact? Your toes. Right, but once again, it's saying those things you might not think are necessary and needed, they're important, because at the end of the day, it's one body. Right, it says, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but the Most High hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked, It says that there should be no schism in the body, but that all members should have the same care for one another, right? So especially if you're in a camp, you can't look at a brother in a certain position and think, I'm gonna help him, but I won't help that guy because he's not on the other guy's position. You gotta take care of your whole body, right? If your eye's in pain, you're gonna feel it. Your whole body's gonna be immobilized. If you got a crazy headache or something, or you got heartburn, that's gonna stop you in your tracks, right? If you get a sharp pain in your foot, you're gonna jump up, up and up around like So it says, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now ye are the body of Mashiach, and members in particular. And here it is, says, and the Most High had set some in the church, first apostles, secondly prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversity of tongues. Some brothers, their thing may just be, the brother might come to camp, speaks, I don't know, man, speaks Azeri, for instance, language spoken in Azerbaijan. That just might be his thing. He might have just sealed one of the elect. You never know. Through the power of the Lord, of course. Now, this is verse 29 says, are all apostles, are all prophets, are all teachers, are all workers of miracles, have all the gifts of healing, do all speak with tongues, do all interpret. But cover earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. So that's the majority of this lesson, right? And I'll skip that one. It says Ephesians 4:11, reiterating the same point more or less. It says, and he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and some teachers. Basically saying there are different positions in this thing of ours. You gotta work with what you have. If maybe you're not the what do you call it? Maybe you're not the greatest talker, the greatest speaker, whatever, but you're bad with them videos. You're bad at editing them videos. Yeah, man. Work with that. You may just be a help. But it does say at the end there, covered the best gifts. But then again, like I said before, you got to work with what you've got. So that, Lord's will, you've been edified.